Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 SR diesel. This car's done 118,000 miles, finished in silver as you can see here, and it's in lovely condition. You would not believe it's done the miles it's done. Front of the car, really clean, can't see any obvious marks there. Lights, lenses completely clear and intact. There's obviously the odd tiny little stone chip, but for the miles it's done, it looks like the car's done half the miles in all honesty. Coming down the near side first, absolutely smooth on the panels, no indentations that are obvious there. Front wing, pretty much unmarked. Near side front alloy, really good. Again, worth pointing out, full set of Michelin tyres all round, which is a lovely thing to see on a car. The panel looks absolutely beautiful. I do apologise for the background noise. There, started doing some building work somewhere and it's resonating through this lovely area. Near side rear alloy, again completely unmarked. And come around the back of the car, you've got parking sensors as well as a rear camera on these cars, so absolutely no excuses to give them the whack. Off side of the vehicle, again lovely and clean. You see a tiny little stone chip, a little chip's been touched in on the back there, but I'm being ridiculously critical on the car. Offside rear alloy, again absolutely unmarked, same alloys used on the top of the Range EX model by the way. And the remaining panel looks absolutely stunning. Final alloy, again completely unmarked. I mean, it really is a wonderfully clean example. Coming to the boot area, absolutely massive boots in these cars. Obviously 60/40 fold on the rear seat there, and you get those little levers up on the side which fold the rear seats down in one sort of beautifully engineered move. Coming to the back of the car now, again all absolutely so clean, it really is. Half leather interior on the vehicle, looks absolutely fantastic. And loads and loads of rear legroom in these cars, and I'm not cheating because I'm over 6 foot tall and those rear seats are set for me, or those front seats are set for me rather. And the front passenger side, again absolutely as clean as a whistle. It's really clean. Come to the driver's side now, again all really lovely condition. Alcantara interior looks absolutely fantastic on the car, it really does. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. You can see there, if we just pop the car into reverse, that lovely clear parking camera all working exactly as it should, but it looks just sensational in here. The dashboard looks pretty much as new. Come across the dashboard binnacle, hopefully going there for you. You can see 118,909 miles. There are no warning lights, on me, illuminated on the car at all. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's the 2.2 SR diesel. This particular car is registered WV63HHZ, and mileage at the start of the road test is 118,903 miles. The reason we do the road test is basically so that anyone that's looking online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We're aware that a lot of our customers come from far afield, including Europe and the whole of the UK, so the least we can do is to go to the time and effort to do this for you. The road test is also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. We know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which looks great in an advert and the description, only to get there, drive it and find it's got a fundamental issue which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do the videos. The car itself, just 2 owners from new, fully serviced by Honda throughout, and to be honest with you, it feels like it just drives as tight as a drum. And this video, if nothing else, is a testament to Honda's build quality. It is an astonishingly well made car. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to completely smooth, even idle, There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And the engine's been running for quite some time now and is up to full operating temperature and is currently showing a 3rd on the temperature gauge, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. The engine itself, it just feels as youthful and as tight and as sweet sounding as a car that's done 10,000 miles. It really is. Just again, they are beautifully made engines. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's flexible, really good on fuel as well, very, very economical, but it's just a joyful engine to use day in, day out. It's just a very nice companion because it's unobtrusive. Certainly at any gear above 1st and 2nd, and when it's really smoothed out and quiet, you'd be hard pressed not to think you're driving around in a petrol car. It is genuinely that quiet. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car feels absolutely perfect. Bite point is exactly where it should be, light and positive and actuation. Gearbox in the vehicle, I've said it on these videos for this generation CR-V a million times. It's a gearbox that could easily sit in one of Honda's sportier cars because it's just fantastic to use. Lovely short and throw, positive, really accurate. It's a gearbox that shames anything in its class from anything that I've driven by comparison. Most feel sort of slack and ponderous by comparison to this, but this is a really class act. I also feel absolutely zero wear through it at all, by the way. Steering on the car, again, really positive, accurate, very precise indeed. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But it's a lovely power steering setup and perfectly tuned to the chassis of the car. Because the chassis of the car basically is, Honda know this market so well. The CR-V that I'm currently driving now, this is the best-selling SUV in the world. So they clearly know their market, and the customers generally want a car that is very comfortable, which this certainly is. But when you go into a corner like this, which I'm going to go through a little bit quicker than I probably would do ordinarily, turn in, it holds its line really nicely. It doesn't pitch and wallow, which as a driver it's not too bad, but for rear seat passengers, particularly say the ones in the back, it can be a horrible experience and can turn kids green in seconds. But this is brilliant. Also worth pointing out, there's no clonking or knocking noises from under the suspension that I can hear. Obviously when you hear it hitting a bump, you can hear it go thump, but there's no sort of rattles or anything at all. Brakes on the car, it's a really good brake pedal on the vehicle and all in very good order. No pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and when you hit the brakes it pulls it nice and straight, it doesn't deviate sharply left or right. Looking around inside the car, really is, build quality. I've said it before on these videos, it really frustrates me when you hear the same garbage spewed by the motoring press. And that's, the usual candidates are the, beautifully made, heavy, thunky doors, everything feels tough and heavily put together. That isn't build quality, it's how you put those things together that is build quality. This thing's done 118,000 miles and I might as well be driving one off the production line. There's not a squeak or a rattle from the interior of the car. It's in beautiful condition. It's real build quality. This is what say it does frustrate me, because build quality is not when it's brand new. It's when it's done a few thousand miles and a few years down the line. And this is a beautifully assembled car. Everything working exactly as it should. The rear camera, air conditioning's lovely and cold. All the gauges, all the switches, all the functions that's meant to be working are working exactly as intended as well. Switch gear's got a fantastic quality of actuation, beautifully damped. As I say on many of the videos, because most of our cars are actually quite low mileage, I always say that the buttons will have that same actuation in 100,000 miles time. Well, here you are, you're proof positive that it is what I said, because Honda put a lot of effort into giving the switch gear a high quality feel, but a high quality feel that will feel the same in 10-20 years time. And this is a testament to that. Steering wheel, by the way, looks and feels as new in hand. You've got auto lights, auto wipers, hands-free, the whole lot is all there and working. The car is four-wheel drive, albeit, you know, Honda very quickly worked out, of course, that the vast majority of people driving their cars drive in conditions as I am today, perfectly good conditions on perfectly good roads. So why have four-wheel drive wearing away when you don't need it? So basically there's no buttons, you don't do anything, it does it all for you. I've towed many a caravan across quite a muddy pitch using CR-Vs and never come close to getting stuck, because basically what happens is if you let your foot off the clutch, it senses the front wheels starting to spin, immediately brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's absolutely seamless in operation. It's brilliant and deactivates very quickly as well. The advantage is twofold really. One, you save on the obvious stuff, you know, tyres, mechanical wear, fuel, but also its simplicity gives it its reliability, because we've never so much as put a spanner on this system across the the thousands of Honda cars using this system over the years. As I said at the start of the video, the point, as brief as it is, just to show you the car in operation and to feedback any issues, of which there's nothing at all to report back. This car drives absolutely beautifully. Any questions at all, don't hesitate, do give us a call.